Yes, hi guys. Welcome into Rover. This is going to be one of my last days that I'm going to be probably wearing this beard or having this beard because I'm going to be shaving it off tomorrow, which I'm excited about. Actually ate a salad today for the first time, so the appearance is even going to get hopefully a lot better than this. I mean, hopefully this will be the rock bottom of the appearance that I'm going to be presenting. I'll talk about the Giants. I'll talk a little bit about my channel. The thing about my channel is when we're doing preseason football, I've been doing a lot more film reviews. Like I'll do Josh Allen, I'll do Josh Rosen, and those games are very easy for me to they're easier for me to do a film review on because when they're in condensed, it makes it even easier, honestly, to dissect what's going on. A lot of people think that I know a ton about football, and I appreciate it. I actually believe I don't know a whole lot, and it's not like I don't pretend to know a lot about football. I listen to a lot of stuff. I try to watch. But I really don't know a lot about football at all. I've never played football. I don't really know the coverages. I'm not confident in my abilities to dissect things. But in a lot of ways, I try to dissect things. And I try to see what's going on in a football game. So in the preseason, when I'm doing film reviews, first off, you don't have school, so you have less work to do. And then second of all, the games are not all on at the same time. Like, I feel like I miss the NFL on Sundays. I feel like I have to go to a sports bar every single Sunday to get what I need, the information that I need, and I feel like I should just maybe start specifying I think I should start specifying maybe on a couple of teams and just really ignoring a lot of games completely, and really paying attention to a couple of teams and going to a sports bar. And I know the Niners have been sucking, the Giants have been sucking this year, but the Giants have been intriguing because the 49ers, you've had Jimmy Garoppolo there, and when Jimmy got hurt, the season's freaking over because when you don't have a quarterback in the NFL, you're not going to survive. Now, I'm going to talk about the New York Giants, and I'm going to talk about the trades that they made. I have zero problem with trading people on this team. The only one guy I'm attached to, honestly, on this team, the one player that I really like is Eli Manning, Saquon Barkley, probably Landon Collins. I just like Landon because he just plays with an edge. He just won in college. He just seems to care. I don't know how good Snacks Harrison was about caring. He would stop the run. There isn't anything that exciting about what Snacks did on the field. And it's not like Snacks isn't replaceable. We have B.J. Hill and Dalvin Tomlinson. Snacks Harrison's one of the more overrated players in the NFL. He's good at stopping the run, but look at how the NFL's going. The Kansas City Chiefs have Kareem Hunt, and they barely utilize Kareem Hunt. It's a passing league. It's quarterbacks. It's spreading it out. It's not even the middle of the field running anymore. It's Tariq Cohen. It's little guys like Albert Wilson, Kiki Cutie, guys that are twitchy, Tyreek Hill. It's not all about the power of Jordan Howard. He's becoming obsolete in the NFL. It's about fast running backs like Todd Gurley that can make a difference. It's about Ezekiel Elliott that's fast on the edges. And even Dallas is having trouble because they're a team that's stuck in the past. So I love getting rid of Snacks Harrison. I do. He's done nothing but, and this is not fair to him, but he hasn't won games here. Eli Apple's the same way. People say Snacks is a great teammate. No one's going to say he's a shitty teammate either. How much does Snacks love playing football? I don't know. He'll go to Detroit. He'll be good at his role. That's it. I really don't give a shit that Snacks is gone, or I couldn't give two shits about, honestly, Eli Apple being gone at all. I couldn't really care less about those picks. I mean, hopefully they pan out, but I'm just happy that Dave Gettleman's trying to do something different, because the definition of insanity is lining up and doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. Eli Apple, to me, improved a little bit, but he's smiling after plays. He's not getting along with people on our defense. He's known as a weird character. And that's the thing, is that you hear all this stuff, and you should take in that information that you hear. Like when people say Derek Carr's a bad teammate, it doesn't mean that he is or isn't, but there are people in that building that don't like the guy, that don't trust the guy. And last year, when the shit hit the fan, Eli Apple maybe got suspended or something, but the people in that locker room didn't like him. And so I've heard he's a quirky personality. Maybe he's not at all, but eventually, if you're going to be successful as a team, you're going to need to decide if the team can actually work together. The reason why the Jacksonville Jaguars are really sucking this year is because suddenly all their quirky personalities, when things aren't going perfect, their locker room's a complete dumpster fire. You have players trying to punch each other in the damn locker room. You have Jalen Ramsey just throwing shade at the quarterback, Blake Bortles. And you have such a disconnect between the leaders on the football team. When the Giants were winning championships, Michael Strahan got behind Eli Manning. Antonio Pierce, when Eli Manning was nothing but really a really pretty shitty regular season quarterback that was just like mediocre. He'd have great moments and have really horrible moments. And that team got behind him. When Tiki Barber went at Eli, the team got behind Eli Manning. And this team has no leadership at all. Eli's going to leave, but Odell Beckham is still going to be doing interviews and scheduling his own interviews with Josina Anderson and saying that, he wants to play in LA, and you're going to have the owner saying stuff about Odell. And who knows, there's a lot of characters that might be like Odell Beckham on this team that Jerry Reese decided to sign. Eric Flowers was so quiet. Justin Pugh was always running his mouth towards the media. And Dave Gettleman's a damn hypocrite. He said that he wants players that love playing football. That he says he wants players that are professional football players, not players who play football and get money. And Odell Beckham is the example of a football player that he's exactly what Dave Gettleman didn't want. He went rogue, scheduled an interview, and trashed the Giants and said he wanted out. He said he wanted to be in LA. And for some reason, what a coincidence, he's not working well with the quarterback. I mean, when the players on the offense hate each other, it's hard enough to play in the damn NFL. But when players don't like each other, when you don't have a culture, you're freaking screwed. So you know what, with the Giants, this culture's screwed. It's not fun being a fan of this team when the stars on this team don't even like each other, don't even like connecting or playing with each other on the offensive side of the ball and the defensive side of the ball. And last game, everybody's talking about how the defense did great and how they only let up 23 points. They let up 372 passing yards to Matt Ryan, and he had 18 straight completions. 18! Eli Apple isn't getting it done. Snacks Harrison, you're paying him all this money. You're paying Vernon all this money. It's not working anymore. The 2016 defense is gone with Steve Spagnuolo. It's completely gone. And James Betcher's honestly not doing a great job. Period. That defense was a damn joke. That's why they lost the game. Eli Manning throws for 400 yards and people still want to blame the offense. I blame Pat Shurmur because when he gets to the 20-yard line, he's a big P word. When you get to the 20-yard line, I was watching a Browns game, and when they got to the 20-yard line, they threw the ball into the end zone, and they got a pass interference in the end zone. And when you throw the ball into the end zone, when you have receivers and say the defensive back happens to touch their shoulder pad, you get the ball at the 1 yard line and you could pretty much score. You could do a fullback dive then. But Pat Shurmur, when he gets to the 30-yard line, it's hard to score when you're on the 9-yard line every possession because then you have nowhere to throw. But why don't you try actually throwing a 20-yard pass from the 20-yard line, Pat? I mean, I'm tired of this conservative play calling. He never takes the fight to the other team. The Giants are always just in the game. You notice that? They're never taking the fight to the team. They're never blowing the crap out of teams. Even in the Houston Texans game, we were begging the Texans to come make it a close game. And if not for Deshaun Watson making some really dumb decisions, the Texans would have beaten the Giants this year. That Saints game was a joke. They had a 7-0 lead, and the Giants didn't try to extend the lead at all. They have no killer instinct. They don't know how to pummel teams away. They don't know how to smash the shit out of opponents. In Atlanta that other day, there was no urgency to catch up to the Atlanta Falcons. The Giants didn't have the lead at all. They were just comfortable being close. Like comfortable just worrying about executing. It's such bullshit. Worry about actually going out there and taking your opponent down. Calling blitzes, being aggressive in the game. Pat Shurmur is not aggressive at all. These pass plays are not aggressive. He is not an outside-the-box thinker. He only knows what he knows, and he's so stubborn, he isn't going to do anything he doesn't know. Maybe Pat will surprise me, but right now, I have no reason to believe in Pat. And maybe this will happen for 2 years, and maybe the guy will probably leave. Who the heck knows anymore? If I were the Giants, I'd look at Shane Waldron or Lincoln Riley. At least they run systems that are modern, aggressive, ballsy, unique, and creative. Shane Waldron is helping Sean McVay make Cooper Kupp. Like Cooper Kupp out of Eastern Washington, who the F would have ever thought Cooper Kupp would be an amazing wide receiver? But somehow the LA Rams have this ability to make guys freaking elite. They are excellent coaches. Andy Reid makes makes Chris Conley and Tyreek. He's made Tyreek Hill into the best wide receiver in the NFL. He's utilized his talents to the nth degree. And the thing about the Kansas City wide receiving core is that Kelsey, Hill, or Watkins, they don't care who catches the ball and who gets the credit. And that's what makes them the football team that the Kansas City Chiefs are. The Giants made good moves. They're getting rid of Cap. Get rid of Jenkins. It's fine. This is a rebuild. The quarterback's gone. The whole team is pretty much going to be gone. Let's start over. Let's acquire picks. And let's build a team that we can be proud of. And let's build a team with leaders. I would love if the Giants traded Odell Beckham. I don't care about his talent because his personality will bring down the team. And I care more about the personality than a talent. Maybe I'm being spoiled asking for a talent and a personality, but I'm still a guy who believes in teamwork. I believe in that cliche bullcrap that you guys might call bullshit. Maybe it is. Maybe I'm uninformed. Maybe I am an idiot. That's fine. Leave your comments. Thumbs down the video. I understand. Maybe somebody will agree with that statement, though. Maybe the Giants can somehow be a unit that plays together. From what I've seen, I don't think maybe Janoris can play with somebody, but I sure as hell know that Odell can't play with people. I mean, he trashed the quarterback. I mean, he did a cardinal sin so many times. And Victor Cruz couldn't even contain him. Neither could Coughlin. Coughlin shriveled away. He knew that he was losing the team too. He got out when he needed to. And Pat Shurmur is just not that alpha. He's just not the guy that's I don't think he's going to lead you to the promised land. I don't know if he's going to win at a consistent level. Maybe he'll beat John Harbaugh and will win a championship. Maybe he'll be Doug Peterson and will win one Super Bowl championship. Nick Saban has killer instinct. Bill Belichick does. They know how to kill games off. They know how to win games. Well, they know how to win games decisively. They know how to beat the crap out of opponents, how to take the fight to them, how to make opponents play uncomfortable ball. And I'm not sure Pat knows how to do that. That's what happened in the Atlanta game. In the second half, the offense was absolutely spectacular. I had complete confidence that the Giants could drive on Atlanta. I said Eli was getting hot. And sure enough, Eli had a great second half of football. We could have scored in the red zone at the 1-yard line. Maybe Eli missed a couple of throws, but the passing game was great. The first half was a dreadful first half. It was like we weren't prepared to play. It's like we weren't ready to go into full attack mode. And then in the second half, we finally did up-tempo stuff, and we never play complimentary ball. In the first half, our defense actually made a couple of plays. In the third quarter, we sent some exciting blitzes and had a couple of exciting plays, but then we just completely got beat. We gave up tons of explosive plays, and we never yin and yang. We never ham and egg it, which means we never are able to play complementary ball. We're never able to play defense and offense at the same time and click. And a lot of that's due to Pat. A lot of that's due to a mental mindset. He doesn't motivate. I've watched this guy in press conferences. From what I see, the guy's not a big rah-rah speaker guy. And I like rah-rah speakers. I do. I think that's why Matt Campbell's a great coach. I think that's why Tom Herman gets the most out of his guys. I think that's why Lincoln Riley and P.J. Fleck and Scott Frost, guys that I really respect. I think that's why McVay gets a lot out of his guys. I think that's why Mike Zimmer is an elite communicator. And I think that's why Minnesota is a very connected team. I think Sean Payton's a very good communicator. Look, I think Mike Tomlin even, when Mike Tomlin was winning championships early when he got to Pittsburgh, he even had more communication skills. And then I think he's hired a lot of risky players for talent reasons. Jay Wright went for the same thing at Villanova. He brought in Malik Waynes. He brought in all these guys that are McDonald's All-Americans, and they didn't buy into the Villanova culture. They were all about themselves, and they were one and done, flameouts at Nova, and the program continued to get stuck losing in the first round. Then Jay Wright went out, and he went out and signed guys like Eric Paschal, like a DiVincenzo, who wasn't highly regarded. He took Ryan Arcidiacono, who was limited athletically, and Jay Wright took guys that would stay for 3-4 years, like Josh Hart, and he developed these guys over time. He took guys that were 3-star guys that would buy into the program, and he took them and made them great players. And he made them into his culture, into his own thing. And he got rid of the guys that were just talented but did not buy in and help the team and help the culture. I believe in culture over everything. But maybe that's why I like college football so much. I like pro and college, but I like culture. Giants have no culture. Jaguars' culture is bad. Marrone right now, that culture was decent last year, but Blake Bortles isn't helping his leadership with the culture, and Jalen Ramsey's taking a lot away by throwing shade at the quarterback as well. You know, when the Giants used to play football, when Lawrence Taylor and Banks and all those guys played in the 90s and the 80s, Mark Bavaro and guys like that, they would almost yell at their teammates because they tried to make them better, and everything would be in-house. They would never say anything to the media. But the bottom line was they cared so much about the culture. They cared so much about getting people to be better. And that's how that 86 team was the best team in the Giants' franchise history. That's how teams are elite. Look at, for example, just look at the great teams and how they each make each other better. And and you'll see that that teammates that truly love each other and truly elevate the people around them make them better. And I guess I can criticize Landon here, and that Landon aired dirty laundry about Eli Apple to the media on social media. And I think social media a lot of times can be troublesome for teams, because then suddenly personal thoughts are now being allowed to be seen by friends, by family, by other people, by fans, and that is causing a disruption. I think that the Derek Carr story 20 years ago wouldn't have been made in that same capacity. So all in all, I'm not sure what the heck to title this video. Maybe a State of the Giants. I just decided to make a late time video tonight, and I just had a lot to say. I've been motivated by guys that I listen to. I like Bad Dog. I like Cop Pizzle. I like a lot of the Giants YouTubers out there. My friend Entertainer, Ron Effect. I try to watch all the Giants YouTubers that I can. And, yeah, those guys, sometimes when you have really good video makers, they motivate you to say some shit into a camera, and that's what I'm doing. So I hope you guys like this video. It's a long freaking video, but I hope you guys enjoyed some of it. Hope you guys have opinions. Maybe you really disagree with it. Maybe you agree with a portion of it, maybe a part of it. Hopefully it invokes some kind of reaction maybe. And as always, I appreciate you guys watching. I probably just do one quarterback, Baker Mayfield. I might look at 5 plays from the second half of what he did, and I'll try to specify some film reviews. I'll maybe do 1 film review, but it's really hard to cover all the NFL teams, especially when you're not watching a game. Maybe I'll go to a sports bar, and maybe I'll take notes on a team, and maybe I'll watch maybe 3 games very in-depth on Sunday, and I'll do a video reaction to them, and maybe a film review at the end of the week. That's probably, I have to specify what I have to do. So, anyway, guys, appreciate y'all, and I have some interesting ideas for a video, and I might just pump them all out tomorrow. Thank you guys for watching this. Take care. Have a great night.